Good day, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am your host, the voice of reason. Today is December 26th. It is the day after the Christmas holiday, and I hope that everyone had a joyous Christmas yesterday. And we are back to reporting the news, the whole news, and analysis of events that are occurring around the world. And first, let's dive right in terms of the situation that is going on inside of the former state of Ethiopia, the civil war that continues to ravage the former state of Ethiopia as forces of the Tigrayan Defense Forces, the Oromo Liberation Front, and a host of other anti-Abiy loyalist entities continue its struggle against the Abiy Ahmed regime and its alliance with the despotic regime of Isaias Afwerki inside of the despotic state of Eritrea. So again, let's look at the current events that are going on. And obviously, right now, the focus of fighting has been for the last several days inside of southern Tigray. We initially saw the forces of the Abiy loyalists supported by significant elements of Amhara regional militias and quite possibly as well forces of the Eritrean army enter the southern Tigray region. They were able to proceed up the A2 highway, as you can see on my map. After fighting, they were able to enter Alamata, seize parts of Alamata, at least the main two highway portion of Alamata, and then they started to move up further north towards the city of Korim, which is further to the north. As you can see, it is on my map. So what you'll notice that it is fairly flat terrain going from the border of the Amhara region and Ethiopia proper as you get to the city of Alamata. And then once you get out of Alamata, obviously becomes very hilly, very mountainous terrain. And this is the terrain that the Tigrayan Defense Forces prefer to operate in. And what has occurred is the forces of the Abiy loyalists attempted to move up the A2 highway in an advance on the city of Korum. And at that point in time, that is when the forces of the Tigrayan army struck back. We had seen multiple counterattacks within the vicinity of this area as the Abiy loyalists started to approach the city of Korim. We can report that at least, and we had reported this earlier, that at least one full division of the Abiy loyalists that was attempting to advance was enveloped and destroyed in zone, taking significant casualties, including top leaders within that combat unit or that division size element. And again, a division size element, when we're talking about Abiy loyalist divisions, traditional Ethiopian army divisions, they're actually brigade-sized formations. Again, we're not looking at 10 to 15,000 troops. We're looking at a combat element that is roughly 2,000 to upwards to 6,000 personnel, depending on the division and its readiness status. But again, significant casualties were taken by the Abiy loyalists as they proceeded up the A2 highway, and they were then enveloped and destroyed by the forces of the Tigrayan Defense Forces. Furthermore, there continues to be, and there were elements of the Tigrayan Defense Forces operating inside of the city of Alamata. And those forces, in conjunction with outside forces, forces of the Tigrayan Defense Forces that were operating out of Alamata, have launched counterattacks against the Abiy loyalist formations that were attempting to hold its corridor and the terrain that it had captured near Alamata. And from our understanding, those forces of the Abiy loyalists have since been driven out of the city of Alamata after heavy fighting. And again, there continues to be counterattacks by the Tigrayan Defense Forces against targets of the Abiy loyalists that were in and around the city of Alamata. And it would appear at this point the Tigrayan Defense Forces are attempting to drive out all forces of the Abiy loyalists out of the southern Tigray region, and obviously the Amhara militia units that had moved into the area as well. In other news in the area, it would appear that the town of Abala, which is to the east of Mekelle, it sits on the border of the Tigray region and the Afar region. There are some very disturbing reports coming out of Abala, which would indicate that first Eritrean forces are present supporting Afar regional militias, but it would appear that a certain amount of ethnic cleansing of peoples from Tigray are occurring inside of the town of Abala. And that is reportedly one of the reasons why we're seeing an uptick in Tigrayan Defense Forces activity focused on the town of Abala presently. And again, it would appear that forces of the Eritrean army, some elements of the Abiy loyalists, and Afar regional militias have taken it upon themselves to persecute peoples from the Tigray region that are inside of the Abala town city, and that is occurring as we speak. Quite literally, right this minute. And again, the Tigrayan Defense Forces continue to be very much active in the area. There continues to be fighting in the area around Abala, around especially the eastern portions of Abala, and that continues as we speak. In terms of the prospects for a possible negotiated settlement, it does appear that the Tigrayan Defense Forces, the Tigrayan leadership, has made outreach to the Abiy loyalist governments with a possible outlook to have set down talks with an external mediator in terms of quite possibly another nation, another African nation that could mediate the current and ongoing conflict. Now, with that being said, there appears to be a split between the in terms of the Abiy loyalists that continue to want to completely occupy the Tigray region, and that element also includes the Eritrean army and the despotic dictator of Isaias Afwerki. Again, he is very much a proponent for the complete and utter occupation of the Tigray region. But more importantly, in terms of Isaias Afwerki, the despotic ruler of Eritrea, he is looking to either apprehend and or kill the former members of the TPLF leadership that was in power prior to the current conflict, and obviously many of those personnel currently lead the Tigray region currently. But again, the war goal, the war aim of Isaias Afwerki and Abiy Ahmed on its invasion of the Tigray region was the capture or the termination of those key leadership individuals. And for right now, none of those war goals, those war aims were accomplished because all of those leaders are currently still leading the Tigray region or actively leading the Tigrayan Defense Forces in some way as well. So again, that is a huge sticking point. And then on the other side of the coin, you have the individuals who are aware that the war has taken a huge toll on both sides and would like to see it end. And unfortunately, it would appear that those individuals are probably not going to win out in the end, meaning those individuals looking to terminate the conflict. So again, there is right now a lot of focus on what is going on east of Mekelle and Abala, and the other areas of the Tigray region in terms of what is currently going on in terms of the fighting. But more to come very, very soon. I hope everybody has a great day.